Hello friends, welcome back. Today we'll discuss about pollination, different types of pollination, and I will give you a brief information on that. First of all, what is pollination? Pollination means transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. This process is called pollination. Before moving forward, we will see the lateral part of a flowering structure. This will clear you the process of transfer and other aspects of a flower. This is the complete stamen. It consists of anther, and anther has all the pollen grains on it. This is a stigma, the female reproductive part of a flower. The pollen is transferred from anther to stigma. From there it grows into the ovary and creates egg cells. This complete process is called pollination. Now we'll see different types of pollination. In terms of pollination, we can divide pollination into three types. First of is autogamy, which is also called self-pollination. The second one is divided into xenogamy, or it is also called allogamy or cross-pollination. The third one is called geitonogamy. Now I'll describe all the three different types of pollination in details in the coming slides. So first one is autogamy, that is self-pollination. Second game is allogamy, xenogamy or cross-pollination, and third one is geitonogamy. So we have three different modes of pollination. In the first process of self-pollination, in this process, the pollen from the anther falls on the stigma of the same flower. This is self-pollination or autogamy. The pollens fall in the same stigma. It is not moved outside. It doesn't falls in any other flower or the flower of same type. So this type of pollination is called autogamy pollination. The common example is peas. We have example of pea. We have example of rice, wheat. These all plants undergo this type of self-pollination. There is one more terminology called tesnogamy. These are typical type of flowers where they are mandatorily don't open. They are compulsorily self-pollinated flowers. Like the structure of the flower is made such a way that the self-pollination is only possible. So the common example we will get in oats, and we have examples of barley. These are common examples of clistogamous flower where the self-pollination is compulsorily done. Here you see the example of a pea flower where you can see the pollens from the anther is falling on the stigma. This is a stigma. So this is a good example of self-pollination. Now second is example of cross-pollination, or we also call allogamy or xenogamy, where the pollens from one flower falls to the stigma of another flower of another plant. So this is a cross movement is taking place. The pollen from this anther is falling down in the stigma of this second parent. So this is a cross movement taking place. A typical example for this is the date palm. We have maize. We also have papaya. Etc. are common example of cross pollination. And here we also find there are different modes which transmit this pollen to different flowers. That we'll discuss in further discussions, like how that movement of who are the agents who are involved in moving pollen from one flower to another flower. So this is a typical example of cross pollination in plant. The third situation is getnogamy pollination. In this type of pollination, we see normally found in Cucurbitaceae family, and in maize also we find. In this type of situation, the pollen from the flower falls on the stigmas of another flower of the same plant. Like pollen from A will say A will fall on flowers of the same plant, but a different flower. That like anther or pollen from this A plant, A flower will fall on say B flower stigma. But that happens in same one single plant, same plant. That's the crux of it. Like in the case of cucurbitaceae, and in case of say maize, we have this type of situation seen in this type of plants. Now we can discuss about different agents who are responsible for pollination. Like we can divide into two categories: abiotic agents and biotic agents. Now, abiotic agents consist of wind, water. These are the means by which the transfer of pollen takes place from one plant to another, or different, or within the plants also, or within the same flower also. So, the major two are wind and water. In the biotic, we have like insects, like honeybee. We have, then we have moth or say wasp. They help in transferring the pollen from one flower to another. Then we have birds like sunbird, hummingbird. We have sunbird. We have bat. We have reptiles like snake, also lizards, and mammals also like rodents, rats, etc. These are two major agents who are involved in different modes of transferring pollen from one plant to another. So these were we discussed about different types of pollination and agents involved in transferring the pollen from one flower to another flower, with some simple examples to remember. The next session will discuss more about this pollination and different modes and different type of adaptations so that the pollen is transferred to another flower. Thank you.